നമസ്തേ, മറുപടിയിലേക്ക് മാന്യപ്രേക്ഷകർക്ക് സ്വാഗതം. വന്ദേ ഭാരത് എക്സ്പ്രസിൻ്റെ മുഖ്യശില്പിയായ ശ്രീ സുധാൻഷു മണിയാണ് മറുപടിയുടെ ഈ അധ്യായത്തിലെ അതിഥി. അദ്ദേഹം ചെന്നൈ പെരമ്പൂരിലെ ഇൻ്റഗ്രൽ കോച്ച് ഫാക്ടറിയിൽ നിന്നും ജനറൽ മാനേജറായി റിട്ടയർ ചെയ്ത വ്യക്തിയാണ്, വിരമിച്ച വ്യക്തിയാണ്. അദ്ദേഹത്തെ സ്നേഹാദരങ്ങളോടെ സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യും. Sir, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Okay. You are working with Indian Railways for 38 years.
That's right.
Okay. You started your career as assistant mechanical engineer.
That's right.
And you retired as general manager.
That's right.
Okay. Looking back, are you happy?
Yes, absolutely happy. I'm a railway man for life, and I completed my serving life. And in some way or the other, I'm still involved with railways and so many other activities. So, yes, happy.
Okay. You are known as the architect of Vande Bharat Express. As we all know, Indian Railways has been running on traditional wheels.
That's right.
But you could conceive, you could conceptualize, you could design, and you could materialize this novel project.
Yeah.
Okay, could you please explain how you came into this project?
So even when I was small, and even before I joined railways, looking at the foreign magazines, one would see the trains of Japan or Europe, and wonder why our trains are not like that. If you see in last 70 years or a little more since independence, the trains of Indian Railways, I mean, more AC trains have come, LHB technology has come, but if you see the recall of the train, it remains the same.
Okay.
So why not a modern, technologically advanced, speedier, aesthetically better train in India? Always worried me. So there were many reasons, fight between departments, import lobby, many other simple indecision. For 25-30 years, there has been a talk of making a modern train, but nothing actually materialized. In 2016, 2.5 years before retirement, I was posted at General Manager, Integral Coach Factory, which is a large factory, the largest factory of Indian Railways. And I knew that if this is the time, if I don't, before retiring, contribute to give India the train it deserves, then it will perhaps never happen for a decade or so. And fortunately, the staff and the officers there were very eager to do something new. They were making the same type of trains for years and years. So collectively, I was able to build a very good team, because inherent capability existed. And after that, we really put our mind to it, and we were able to deliver the train. So although there was a lot of talk, but since there was some certain view that we should import such modern trains, there was also a view that Integral Coach Factory cannot do it.
Okay.
When I took the proposal, there was derision and skepticism, and they thought that I'm just trying to build a story. Nothing will come out of it, put us back. So it was a struggle. But the chairman railway board, I had worked with him. He knew that if I'm saying that we'll do it, we would be able to do it. He was being drawn back by other board members. So I was able to convince him, even went to the extent of begging him to give me the sanction. And finally, he got convinced, and I said, you give me sanction for 2 trains, import whatever you want. And I built this train at 1/3 the cost of import. So you are giving me only a piece of paper, which is a sanction. So he relented, and we got the sanction.
Okay, did you meet our Prime Minister Narendra Modi? Because this is part of Make in India project.
So Make in India started in 2014.
Yeah.
So anything you do to, have more indigenous content automatically becomes a part of Make in India. But it was not a specific project given under Make in India. It was not something which was mandated. Since it was indigenous, it became a part of Make in India. So to answer your question, no, I had no access to the Prime Minister. I had access only up to the Railway Minister.
Okay, anyway, this project was applauded from all walks of life.
Yeah.
But there are criticisms from opposition parties.
Yeah.
And especially the Vande Bharat Express met with some accidents.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, even the first train, when it was introduced after launch, during return, it was its first trip. Field trials could not be done because there was a hurry, elections were coming, 2019.
90, yeah.
On way back, it developed some snag, which is all a new train, you will always expect some trouble. And it was rectified. After that, no trouble has happened till these incidents happened. For 3.5 years, there was no trouble.
Yes.
When that trouble happened, that time, opposition parties went to town criticizing it. What was bad was they were not criticizing the train. They were criticizing it with the hope that they are able to attack the Prime Minister because he had inaugurated the train. This time also, all this eagerness to criticize has perhaps come because it gives them a leverage to somehow get at the Prime Minister. The product is Indian, it is not a party's product. So one should look at it whether there was a reason to criticize just because you are able to score some political points, it's not good. The accident happened because the train is designed for 160 kilometers per hour, at which track has to be fenced. So cattle cannot come on the track.
Okay.
That infra has not developed in the country. That should be developed faster. Till that time, it is being driven at a lower speed, 130. Plus the risk of cattle run over would be there. It will not get solved till we put the fence. What we have done, the design is such that the front part is strong. Over that, a weak FRP layer is laid. Plastic, you can call it, but basically fiber reinforced plastic. It gives a good look, it's aerodynamic, and in case of such an accident, it gets damaged and it can be removed and replaced.
Okay.
So the criticism was totally unwarranted.
Is it possible erecting fences
Yes.
on both sides?
Yes.
Is it possible?
Yes, it's possible and it's necessary, it's mandatory. The Commissioner of Railway Safety will not permit you to run a train at 160 unless it is fenced from both sides. This general feeling that fencing will not work in India is wrong. You see, there are many expressways, even in place like UP has the maximum expressways today.
Okay.
If you go from Lucknow to Delhi, it is without signal, 3-lane all through, fenced.
Okay.
But you don't see a single cattle anywhere inside in the road. So it's possible in India, fencing. I mean, I don't think it's such a big issue.
The fifth Vande Bharat train is allotted to South India.
Mysore to
yes.
Chennai via Bangalore.
Bangalore.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are very happy and we are expecting one Vande Bharat Express train will come to our place too. Is it possible in running the train in Kerala with
Yes,
this
yes.
high speed?
Okay, so there are two things. One is the maximum speed it can go to. So I think Kerala, the maximum speed is 110.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
whether it's 120. So with some changes, it may perhaps be possible to run it at 120.
Because a lot of curves in the
Yeah, I
tracks.
know. So I'm coming to that. One is maximum speed may be increased by 5-10 kilometers. It cannot go much beyond that. But the advantage of the train is that the acceleration and deceleration is much faster. So every time you come to a curve or you come to any other speed restriction here, slowing down time will be smaller and then accelerating back to normal speed will be faster. So at a guess from Kasaragod to Trivandrum, I would think that if you can save about 20% of run time if you run Vande Bharat. That's to my rough guess. Okay. But if you want to save more time, then This track, it may not be possible to do that.
Kerala government has come up with a project, K-Rail project, Silver Line
Yeah.
project.
Yeah.
Do you think that such a project is feasible and possible in a state like Kerala? Because there are a lot of environmental issues.
Right.
Uh,
So I think there must be two important issues, although I'm not very current with what's happening, but one would be environment, obviously, and more than that, I
the
think
project was not yet approved by central government.
Yes,
Yeah.
that, let's leave that aside. That may be, there may be some politics in it, so I
Yes.
don't know. But the two issues, environment and second, Kerala is a very populous state, so whichever alignment you choose, I'm sure you will have to go through certain pockets of population who will oppose the,
Yes.
I think.
Yes.
But if the alignment is made in every state, sometimes when a new expressway, new ring road, new railway line is built, you always alignment, especially in roads, not so much in rail. Some politics gets into that. So assuming that alignment is made without sans politics, the population of the state and present as well expected prosperity of the state does say that there is a requirement to travel from Kasaragod to Trivandrum in, let's say, 4.5, 5 hours.
5 hours.
So for that you will have to build a new track. Meanwhile, you can run Vande Bharat to cut it down to, if the present time is 8 hours, you can make it 6 hours, roughly 6.5 hours. But if you want to shorten it further, a project like Silver Line is necessary. How much alignment of this train should be different from along the railway line or along the existing railway line or totally new alignment, those are a matter of more study, and offhand I cannot say. But looking at the population of the state, I would think that such a project would be beneficial.
Okay, if Vande Bharat Express is allotted to Kerala, then there is no need of Silver Line.
So just as I said, with Vande Bharat, you will cut down the travel time by 20%.
Okay.
But if you want to cut down by 40%, then you will have to need a new track, because in this alignment, even with Vande Bharat, you can't cut down the travel time by that much.
Okay.
So that the study will reveal whether people of Kerala will fully patronize a train which takes, at a guess, 6 hours, or they would look for a train which will do it in 4.5 hours or something like that.
In the railway sector, do you think that our country has to go long way
Yeah.
to be reformed more?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely.
Because if you talk about the freight movement, then we have not done badly. But the projects like dedicated freight corridor have taken too much time in completion.
Okay.
It's been more than 15 years now. But in terms of passenger travel, we have to go a long way. And my personal favorite, and I think it should be done, is that every Indian should travel comfortably in air-conditioned class. We are now not giving a good deal to common man. Okay, he doesn't pay much, but he doesn't pay much because his paying power is less. We have to think of an India where common man will also have higher paying power, and he is also carried by Indian Railways in better comfort. So I think we have to go a long way, and we have to picture India 15 years from now as a nearly developed country and carry each and every Indian in a dignified manner.
You worked in Berlin as
Right.
listening, and I hope you got this idea of modernization from Berlin experience, no?
No, it maybe helped a little bit, but as I said, all along I used to feel that why our trains are not modern enough. So I don't think I got the idea from there. Some exposure there did help in envisaging the train, but I'll not say it gave the idea. I think the idea came looking at magazines alone.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. You worked on it and you got the support from the government
Yes,
too.
yes.
Yes, sir, you wrote a book on Train
Yes,
18.
that's right.
Okay, what prompted you to write a book?
Okay, so just after the two trains were launched, and now it has started again in a very big way, there was a period of some negativity.
Okay.
Production was stopped, and so there's no use talking about that, it's past. But that time, and then it was also COVID time, so everyone had a lot of time at home. I thought I must chronicle the entire story and dedicate it to this great team I worked with, so that exactly what happened, how it started, how did we achieve it, daily disappointment, daily successes, and so on, should be recorded. And since I was leading the team, I would be the best person to write it. And that was the reason I wrote this story, this book.
Okay, very inspiring, and especially your TEDx speech are very inspiring, very encouraging.
Okay, yeah. So, thank you. If people find it inspiring, that's my good luck. But the collective effort of the team was such that the story itself was inspiring. So the speech became inspiring because the story was inspiring. Otherwise, speech alone cannot really be inspiring.
You are enjoying your retired life.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
What all activities?
Okay, so I do some consultancy for railway companies. Railway means not with government, but private companies. And that's a good paying job. Takes some time also, but not too much time. But other than that, which I enjoy more, is I'm writing books. So the second book also after that, actually it is my 7th book. Earlier I had written on visual art when I was in service.
Okay.
So I'm not an artist, but I like to see paintings and like to promote artists.
You have a collection of
I have
yours.
some collection as well, but more than that, I used to organize art camps and in Chennai, Bangalore, these places. When I was posted there, bring artists to railway premises, let them paint, and that became a part of the collection of that factory or that organization division. Something similar after retirement, in association with a gallery in Lucknow, I tried to do hold art camps, and then, as I told you, I read poetry, and I also organize a conclave where people come and it's about free thought. We talk about various subjects: defense, media, politics, journalism, cinema. And I have a small place, which was my parents' house earlier, which is like an art center where I call people and we meet for poetry or music or a talk. And these things take a good time. But I mean, there's no commercial angle in them. In fact, there's some money out of pocket.
Okay.
But you find them more enjoyable, and that's what keeps me happy.
I'm curious to know, where do we stand in media sector? How you assess the activities of media?
Where does the media stand?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not an expert, but there is one thing, since one of my friends runs a channel, which is
in UP?
In UP,
Okay.
which is in Hindi.
Oh, news channel.
It's what you call a views channel, yes.
Okay.
Not a regular news, but views. Every day they have 3-4 programs.
Okay.
Their stand is that there is so much of support for government. My job is to find fault with the government.
Okay.
Which is also one view. So, this position of extremity, either one you would criticize or you would totally support. This has happened, it has increased. Earlier it was, I would say, more balanced, and reply is that the days of balancing is gone now. It's people want to hear a certain story and you have to give it that slant. That is one change, I think.
What do you want to convey the society, especially the young generation?
Okay. Yeah.
because many of them are lethargic and they are dreaming,
Yeah.
but they can't attain.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I'll say 2-3 things. And first thing is, of course, dreaming is very good.
yeah,
So everything starts from a dream. As the president, today is the birthday of the people's president, APJ Abdul Kalam. He had said that dream is not the thing which you see and sleep. Dream is that thing which does not let you sleep.
yeah,
So it begins with dream. People say that you live your dream, I will modify it. First you have to look after your bread and butter, and then you let the dream not die, let it lurk, let it not be extinguished. You will get an opportunity to realize your dream someday. And that would be your time to do what you wanted to do. Let it not die ever. And don't crib and complain, because everything around us, there is some fault or the other.
okay,
We have so much tendency to complain. We complain of everything. But we forget that among this big circle of complaint, there is a small circle where you have an influence to do something.
okay,
Concentrate on that. It may be a very small circle, very little, but it will keep you happy. So light, just don't curse the darkness. Light your own candle. And third is, as the Shakespeare has said, our doubts are traitors which make us lose the good we might oft win by fearing to attempt. Our doubts are our enemy. Don't doubt.
yes,
Assess your capability, a little bit on the positive side, and go for it, whatever you want to do. You may fail, but failures, are stepping stone to success. One failure, 2 failures should not disappoint us. You cannot succeed without some failures. These are the simple things I would like to convey to your viewers.
you yourself proved that nothing is impossible by your career.
Well, I got
It's
a
a
lot
great
of support.
achievement.
I
Yes.
got a lot of support, and
And within 2.5 years,
yes.
you could
Actually,
materialize your
if you want to talk
project.
about the train, actually it was, by the time I got the sanction from the chairman I was talking about,
Yeah.
it was April 17,
Wow.
and we were able to turn it out in October 2018. So 18 months. The team worked very hard, and we were able to, from concept right up to delivery, we were able to do it in 18 months. So everything worked out, and we still feel, reliving those days, we still feel happy.
Okay. Thank you very much, Railman, okay, for being with us and spending your valuable time with Janam TV.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.